December 3rd, 1903. Writing English a little bit more. I like third grade a lot. The teacher likes Blue and me. She gives us small poems to read and copy. It is a nice way to learn English. We read and copy one today by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The name of the poem is The Tide Rises, the Tide Falls. It is written in my favorite tense, present. All the words are short. Here are the first two lines. The tide rises, the tide falls. The twilight darkens, the curlew calls. The father of Blue is still not here. December 6, 1903. I read this in the newspaper today. It says President Roosevelt has made an island in Florida a sanctuary for seabirds. It is called Florida Pelican Island. I read this to Mama as we sew, and she says they treat birds here better than people. She is mad that Beth Hammerdash does not give more money to Mrs. Wolfe. Only 8 more days until Hanukkah. It is cold. There are snow flurries. I like the English word, flurries. It means snowflakes with wind. Little snowflakes, I think. Is not my English improving? Bonne nuit. That is French for good night. I learned it from Mandy. December 7th, 1903. I am so mad at Mama and Papa. They do not let me go to the dancing academies with Tova and Miriam. Papa had a hard enough time convincing Mama it was all right for Tova and Miriam. Now Papa and Mama say I am too young. Tova and Miriam go with Mandy, and they learn how to do dances, and it is so much fun, says Miriam. Miriam tries to teach me here in the apartment. She speaks just like the dancing master must speak. She says, 1, 2, 3, ladies to the left, gents to the right. She is the gent, I am the lady, and she shows me the steps. It is not the same fun. I want to go. Mama and Papa say not until I am 15. That is 2 years and 6 months. Only 7 more days until Hanukkah. Hooray! December 10th, 1903. Oi, I am so excited that I must write in Yiddish. It would be like stuffing the world into a thimble to have to say in English all this excitement. When I am crossing Ludlow Street today, near the soda shop where Blue and I go, I see a sign. It says that the newly formed Russian Symphony Society of New York is dedicated to the mission of acquainting the American public with the works of Russian composers. That there will be a concert given on January 7th, 1904, and that they still need musicians. So I think, Papa must join this group. Yitzy and Blue are with me. So Yitzy says, go sign him up. I say, Yitzy, how can I? I am just a little kid. I cannot go and sign up Papa. Yitzy turns his palms towards the sky, rolls his eyes, and mutters a real tanta fruma. Even a shelled egg won't fall into your mouth by itself. I look at Blue. She says nothing. Her face is very solemn, but I can see what she is thinking. Do it. Don't let your father get so desperate that he leaves like mine. And then I think of another tanta fruma. Words are silver, but silence is golden. My friends have given me both. I am rich. We all go together to the office of the Russian Symphony Society. It is way over on 2nd Avenue and 10th Street. I have never been over there before. It is the Yiddish Theater District, and it looks very exciting. Anyhow, we go into a building, up these rickety stairs, but I hear loud voices at the top, and I hear string instruments being tuned. The 3 of us walk inside, and there are all these men, and some are jabbering away in Yiddish, but most in Russian. I make a quick decision. I must speak Russian, but my Russian is rusty. So when the man behind the desk asked me what I wanted, my tongue stuck to the roof of my mouth. It must have taken a full minute for the Russian words to float down from my brain through the forest of English words and Yiddish ones to get to my tongue. But finally I said it. I am here for my father. He is a violinist. He is a graduate of the Imperial Conservatory in St. Petersburg, and he was a teacher there also for many years. It was like magic. The man's bushy eyebrows went up, and the talk in the room died down. And what might be your father's name? He asked. I start to say Yekel, his Yiddish name, but I stop just in time and give his Russian name. Yasha Feldman. Yasha Feldman? Several men exclaim. He's here? They get all excited, and then one says, no problem then with the Tchaikovsky or the Glinka, if we can get Feldman. And then the man from behind the desk says, where can we find him? Number 14 Orchard Street, I say. Top floor. And I am so happy that they did not ask me to fetch him. The Russian Symphony Society is coming to fetch Papa. That is the only way it will work. When we leave the building, Yitzi, for the first time in his life, is impressed by me and my Russian. You speak like a white Russian, Zippy. A white Russian shiksa. You speak like the Tsarina, Zippy. The very idea. I blast him with my best Yiddish curse. Finster soll dir wen. A darkness should be yours. My tongue should drop out if I speak like that murderer's wife, the Tsarina. So now, tomorrow, the Russian Symphony Society comes to call at 14 Orchard Street. I shall tell no one. It shall be a surprise. Oh, God ten you, dear God, that it should all work out. I should be the happiest girl on the Lower East Side. P.S. Have I mentioned that I have not yet heard from Marie Curie? Mandy helped me mail the letter, but I imagine it takes a long time for a letter to get all the way to Paris, France. December 11th, 1903. They came! The Russian Symphony Society came up all 3 flights of stairs, right into our own apartment on Orchard Street. Oh, and the uppermost was looking down on us, for Reb Shimso wasn't there to smell the place up. Papa's mouth dropped open when the man from the desk walked through the door. Modesty, he cried. Modesty Alta Schuler. Yasha, the man replied. They had known each other back in St. Petersburg. It was all settled in minutes. Rehearsals begin this Sunday. Mr. Altschuler asked Papa about rehearsing on Saturday, but Mama shot him a dark look. Many of the musicians are not observant Jews and do practice on Saturday. Papa said he would come and listen, but not play. Mr. Altschuler said that would be good. Before I went to sleep, Papa came in and kissed me and called me his pet name for me, his little Bubby Makla. He used to call me Bubbala, but I do not like being called a little doll. I said I would rather be called a potato than a silly little doll. A potato, he said. We'll make a compromise. A little bit of earth and a little bit of heaven. You are my Bubby Makala, my little potato angel, my nachis, my special joy. He is very happy. I am very happy. December 12th, 1903. Mama just lit the Havdalah candle, which signals the end of Shabbos. But what a Shabbos! I went with Papa right after morning services at the synagogue over to 2nd Avenue and 10th Street. All afternoon we listened to the orchestra practice. Papa saw some old friends from St. Petersburg. I could tell that although Papa was not actually playing, he was taking in every single note. I watched the fingers of his hand press up and down on his thighs as he sat. It was just as if his thighs had strings. I loved that part of the Lower East Side. There are cafes and theaters. I said to Papa that I would love to see a play sometime. We stopped in front of one theater with a colorful poster for a play called Shulamith. December 14th, 1903. It is the first night of Hanukkah, moonless. There is never any moon on the first night of Hanukkah, for it comes on the 25th day of Kislev, when on the Hebrew lunar calendar the moon has vanished. But the holiday is all about light, a gathering of light, and we put our menorah in the parlor window so passers-by can see. Miriam and Tova are already in bed. Miriam keeps asking me when I am coming to bed, but I like sitting right by the window where the single Hanukkah light burns. It is bitter cold outside, and there are frost trees on the window. They are illuminated by the single candle. The frost trees create on our very own window a miniature forest. If I draw my face very close to the window, I can lose myself in this forest. I can imagine the thick forest surrounding our old village of Zarika. I could perhaps, in a moment of Hanukkah magic, be shrunk to a few inches and step into this miniature forest and be back in Zarika. It would be a miracle, but Hanukkah is the time for miracles. P.S. Still no word from Marie Curie. She must be busy with being so famous because of the award. December 16th, 1903. It is the 3rd night. 3 candles glow. I like that word, glow. I look it up in my dictionary. The candles' small flames light the frost trees. I think of Judah Maccabee and his soldiers hiding in the trees of the Judean hills as they plan to attack the Greeks who dirtied the temple. Mama comes to sit by me and watch the forest. Miriam asks when we go to sleep. Mama tells her to hush. She wants to hear about my magic forest. My English is not good enough for me to explain here what I tell Mama about the magic forest. Just little stories. But she laughs. Mama asks me what I shall spend my Hanukkah gelt on. I say I do not know. I do not tell her I want to save to go to the Yiddish theater and see the play Shulamith. December 19th, 1903. A forest of candles and a forest of frost trees now blaze in our window on this, the 6th night of Hanukkah. Mama has taken to joining me each night at the window. We talk about the magic forest in the increasing light of our menorah. I know now that Mama would never marry Reb Simcha in 1,000 years. She is too smart. He might be a Gaon, gifted in the Talmud learning, but Mama is more than that. When I told her that I could imagine Judah Maccabee hiding out from the Greeks in our magic forest, she told me that people, when they celebrate this holiday, must remember that the battle was a victory of freedom and not triumph. It was a victory of few against many. I think maybe I understand better why Mama does not want to give up her wig. In a way, the Americans are like the Greeks. Oh, they do not force pigs on our altars, of course, but it was very easy for those Jews of ancient times to take up Greek styles in small ways. It is so easy to become like all the others, so hard to stand apart and feel free. Feel chosen, as Mama says, but not superior. P.S. 2 nights during Hanukkah, I woke in the middle of the night when Miriam came back to bed from visiting the lavatory, and I could feel she was so cold. Something funny is going on. I think she goes outside, but I could not figure out why. December 20th, 1903. Have you ever heard of the Wright brothers? Well, I hadn't either, but I have now. Mandy brought over a New York Times and some other papers, and there are pictures of the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, and their wonderful flying machine. They call it an airplane. On December 17th, on the 3rd day of Hanukkah as it happened, they flew the machine around almost 120 feet in 12 seconds. They actually made 4 flights on that day at a place called Kitty Hawk. The longest flight was 852 feet and took 59 seconds. Imagine that. I think I want to learn how to fly an airplane. I think I might want to do that more than be a famous scientist like Marie Curie, who still hasn't written. I made Tova go up on the roof with me, even though it was freezing cold. I just wanted to be up high. It was thrilling, for the night was so clear and starry. Hanukkah is about miracles. Is it so extraordinary that miracles can still happen? And that in 1903 in America, during the days of the festivals of light, this miracle of the 2 brothers and their flying machine has happened? I do not know if Mama would look at this as a miracle or not, but I am cutting out pictures of the Wright brothers and taping them to the wall over our bed. I wonder if they are Jewish. I don't think so. December 21st, 1903. Last night of Hanukkah. I cannot believe it. You'll never guess what Papa gave me. Tickets to the play Shalomuth. We go on January 1st, a week before Papa's concert. His rehearsing is going well. They are doing some Tchaikovsky and some Glinka, but most exciting of all, some Stravinsky. Papa says New Yorkers will not know what has hit their ears when they hear Stravinsky. December 23rd, 1903. I am very worried about Blue and her schoolwork. You see, the teacher says that I am doing excellently. I get 100% on all my spelling tests, and I do well in recitation, especially when we have to memorize poems. I like poetry and find it an easy way to learn English, but Blue is not doing so well. It is so hard for her at home helping her mother with all the babies. She has no time to study. I don't know what will happen when the new baby comes. The problem is that the teacher says she is sure I shall be able to move on to the 4th grade within a month. But if Blue can't go with me, it will be awful. Poor Blue. 80 years of blackness upon that no-good father of hers. December 24th, 1903. Tomorrow is Christmas, so no school today or tomorrow or next week. Sean O'Malley came and took Miriam and me uptown to Herald Square to Macy's department store. I could not believe the window decorations. Beautiful silver sleighs drawn by mechanical reindeer and snow-crusted trees sparkling with lights. And then, I think I should try to write this in English, for it was so American. We walked east on 42nd Street and went into Child's Restaurant. And we really did sit down, and Sean bought us a treat. I was scared to eat. I mean, it certainly wasn't kosher. And what about Typhoid Mary? But Miriam said, don't be a ninny. Schmenkdrick. The Yiddish name sounds better, I think. She said you do not have to order pork. Just have some tea and a biscuit. So I order what Miriam orders. I watched how Miriam pours the tea from the little pot into a cup, not a glass the way we always drink it at home and did in Russia. I watched the way she stirs the sugar that is not in lumps, but loose as for baking. At home we always put the sugar cube in our mouth while we drink the tea. I watch all this, and I think she does this well. She knows what she is doing. She has done this before. She has done this with Sean. And suddenly, I know why Miriam sometimes feels cold in bed. She has been out on the roof with Sean, not drinking tea. But other times they go to places like Childs and drink tea. I think maybe I am not a greenhorn anymore. I drink tea in an American restaurant and eat a biscuit, and I sit there very calmly, and I know that my sister loves a goy, a non-Jewish boy, an Irish-American fireman, and I do not faint, and I do not have a heart blast, or whatever they call it when people's heart stops and they fall dead, and I do not scream. I look very calm, but I cannot believe what I now know for sure. December 25th, 1903. Back to Yiddish. I think that was pretty good that I wrote all that heart-stopping news in English. I think if I can write English under such nervous conditions, I am really making progress. I think of nothing else but Miriam and Sean. It is scary. What if Mama and Papa find out? Mama would die. I wonder if Tova knows. I do like Sean a lot, and I forgot to mention that on our way back downtown, he bought me a newspaper because he knows how crazy I am about the Wright brothers, and there were some really good pictures of them for me to cut out. I already have 4 pictures of the Wright Flyer, as their plane is called, on the wall. Which brother is most handsome? Good question. I'm not sure. One has a mustache, one doesn't. Must go. Only 10 minutes to Lichbenston. December 29th, 1903. I have been going every day throughout the school vacation with Papa to rehearsal. It is so much fun. We often go afterward to a cafe with the other musicians. We drink tea. They serve it Russian style with the glass and the sugar cube. It makes me think of drinking tea with Miriam and Sean. She came to bed cold last night. I feel very uncomfortable being the only one in our family who knows about their secret. I am sure Tova doesn't know. Tova sleeps like a bear in the long Russian winter.